Hey my friends, David Dom here. Thanks so much for taking a minute to tune in to our new video series based on my new book, Living in the Pause. It's actually a chapter overview video series. So what we've done is shot some videos about each chapter to give you a little bit of information about what the book entails, what it includes. So I'm excited for you to actually check it out, and I know you'll get something from it. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to the chapter overview of Living in the Pause video series. This is on Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is about self-esteem. Self-esteem is huge. Unlearn your unworthiness is kind of the idea. I'm going to read just from the very beginning of the chapter. David, you have a self-esteem problem. It sounds unbelievable, but I do not remember hearing about the concept of self-esteem until not long ago when my second wife included it in this sentence. Of course, my first reaction to this accusation was denial, because unbeknownst to me, that was what my false self did when it felt threatened. All I knew at the time was that this statement did not line up with my belief that I had it all together and that everything was fine. It felt that this statement might require me to be vulnerable and face some of my fears, so I bucked it. The idea of self-esteem I have learned through going through a huge process, a intense self-discovery process, has to do and affects every part of our world, every part of our lives. I started kind of building this deficient self-esteem from a very, very early age, and there's a lot to this chapter. I think it's probably the longest chapter in the book, but it impacts every area of our lives. And there's a quote in here, I believe, let's see, obviously, like I said, it's the longest chapter. I wanted to read a quote, self-esteem. Okay, well, bottom line, Nathaniel Branden has a book called The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, which we cover in this chapter. But he says that self-esteem is the reputation we acquire with ourselves. And so, as you can imagine, it affects you, everything. You have to believe that you're okay, and the idea about unlearning your unworthiness is kind of like, for me, I didn't know this, but I felt that I was not worthy of love. I felt unworthy. I felt, it wasn't okay. I felt like I didn't have the ability to accept love, but it was all subconscious. I didn't even know this was going on. So I didn't feel good about myself, but believe it or not, I didn't know it. I didn't know it. So I know that sounds crazy, but it was affecting every area of my life, all my relationships, my work, anything that I did. My inability to have self-confidence and self-esteem and feel assured that I was worthy of love and worthy as a human being. Because of all the things that happened in my life, see, what happens to us is we're all born worthy, but then we learn to be unworthy. We get taught and teach ourselves how to become not worthy and feel not worthy, and we take that into every area of our lives, and then we have to unlearn that. So it's more of an unlearning process because of all the things that happened in our childhood, circumstances, things that came up, our family, our friends even, school, work, whatever. Everything, our experiences kind of start to develop this deficient self-esteem. And it's kind of a balance, because the ego, you would think that the ego ties into that, and that the ego is responsible. And if we have a huge ego, then we have a great sense of self-esteem. It's not necessarily true. So ego is a whole nother animal. But when you build this, when you start doing esteemable acts and you start learning about self-esteem, and again, it's a lot of it's covered in the book, you get to start building upon something that then everything else can be built on. It's a foundation for living. It's kind of this I'm okay mentality. And when you understand that, God doesn't make junk, and we're all worthy. We're all amazing spiritual human beings. And we just pick up all these things as we try to get through life. It's not necessarily truth. What's true is that we are worthy. we all can rebuild our self-esteem and have a healthy sense of self-esteem. So that's what chapter 4 is about. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey my friends, I have an offer for you. During this series, for about the next 6 weeks or so, if you're seeing this video series, probably till around November the 15th, middle of November, if you're seeing this video series, when you order a print copy of my new book, Living in the Pause, I'm going to give you the audiobook at no charge, just as my gift to you, as a thank you, because I really appreciate all the support. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get updates and stay informed of what's going on. Give me your comments. Let me know if anything that was said that you heard actually helped you, or if you got any feedback at all. Go ahead and comment in the video stream down below, and then like the videos if it's somewhere else on Facebook or whatever. Just interact if you could. Show me a little love. Comment, like, or subscribe to the video channel, YouTube. Thanks so much.